community choir. The lighting of the lamp holds profound significance in our culture, representing the illumination of our heart with wisdom and pursuit of positive change in the society. As we gather here to introspect on the challenges and opportunity in the field of social work, the light from this lamp will serve as a guiding spirit, inspiring us to seek solutions that uplift and empower our communities. Now, I request Dr. PANORAMA, our keynote speaker, to light the lamp. Next, I invite Dr. D. Jairaj, Secretary of Loyola College, to light the lamp. Reverend Dr. A. Sarab, SJ, Principal of Loyola College. Dr. J. K. Charles, Deputy Principal, Loyola College. Dr. S. Ramadas, President of INPSWA. Dr. I. Padri, Secretary General, INPSWA. And Mr. Mohammed Said, CEO of August Summit, to light the lamp.
Thank you, Dennis. I invite Dr. Mary Jessica, Head Department of Social Work, Loyola College, to welcome the gathering.
Good afternoon to the August gathering. Today, as we embark on this journey of learning, collaboration and innovation, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all for the India International Conference on Panorama of Social Work, Innovation and Inclusiveness in Social Development. This global conference is a rare initiative of like minds coming together for a shared mission. The conception and execution of the conference was possible through the extended collaboration
request Mr. Sri Ganesh, Organizing Secretary, to present the memento and bouquet to Reverend Dr. Louis Arogyaraj S.J., Principal of Loyola College. I request Dr. Clarkson Xavier, Organizing Secretary, to present memento and bouquet to Dr. A.J. Charles, Deputy Principal, Loyola College. I request Dr. Mary Jessie Rani, Head Department of Social Work, Loyola College, to present memento and bouquet to Mr. Mohammed Said, CEO of Urban Summit.
Thank you, dignitaries. It is my delight to invite Professor A.S. Gandhidas, the President of the Media Network of Professional Social Workers Association, to share the dynamics of the conference.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing today? So we have people almost from all across the world today, and welcome to Loyola. And Loyola takes privilege in welcoming all of you. I am Dr. Glasson Xavier. I am not Dr. Gandhidas. Dr. Gandhidas is over there. And I'm here for you to tell about the dynamics of this conference. A conference like this brings together a confluence of individuals, associations, groups, schools of social work. And this is a complete joint effort of 27 social work institutions in the city. So that deserves a definite applause. And next, it is also bringing together the network of professional social work associations all across India. And that means that we are connected literally from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, where you will see people today joining us at the conference all the way from Kashmir and from Kanyakumari as well. We have from deep south Nagarkoi, right from Kanyakumari. Definitely this is a national conference of masters. And today we also have people coming from close to 15 countries present in the room. You will not believe me if I told that. Next in the March of Nations, you will see where we are all from. So this conference would not have been possible without the coming together of minds. Conferences, as they say, that individuals who think they cannot do anything individually come together and decide that they can do something. And we are here to do that something. This conference is in a dynamic way. There is 4 tracks. The conference is going to 4 different tracks. The track 1 is the plenary sessions. We have close to 27 speakers from all over the world who will speak to us on a variety of topics. And then we will also have the opportunity to listen to students, research scholars, and professionals from the field of social work, sociology, anthropology, history, and almost all the fields of social sciences will be presenting close to 160 papers in this conference over the course of 3 days. Track 3 is the track of workshops. We have a very interesting child rights workshop happening tomorrow at 2 o'clock in Whitey Hall. And track 4 are seminars. We have seminars that are going to happen summarily in different parts of the hall today. And tomorrow and the day after. And then we also have plenty of time for networking and also time to work together as common friends, come together with MOUs and various other opportunities. We will be deliberating on 11 thematic areas. And these thematic areas are closely aligned to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And in this conference is going to present to the entire country how social workers are thinking for social change. The idea of democracy, the idea of secularism, the idea of coming together for sustainable development and human rights is what we will be deliberating in this conference. Now, it is also, the theme of the conference is very, very interesting. The theme of the conference was jointly developed by a number of colleges. One of the top colleges that came with this idea is the Erasmus College, which came up with this wonderful idea, and we should move forward, along with various other colleges and the association. The theme of the conference is, as you all know, it is a panorama of social work. What is a panorama? Social work is everywhere. Today, the young people don't know what a panorama is. You hold your camera and tilt it to a pan shot and move across, and that is panorama. And everywhere this is being captured. Now here, the major sub-theme of the conference, which Loyola stands closely with, it is innovation and inclusiveness. Loyola is a place where we stand for inclusion, excellence, and justice. We work for this throughout. You will see the conference themes being evolving in that process. Now, we are standing at the edge of the 60th year and staring behind us. Loyola was started as a diploma program, and today, the social work was started as a diploma program, and for the last 60 years, we have produced close to 3,000 social work graduates in almost every single field you can imagine. And it's also time to honor our forefathers, and especially our founder, Mother Teresa, and various other professionals. Now with this, the dynamic conference is off to a kickstart, and I wish the conference the very best, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful sharing of the values of the conference. The March of Nations serves as a powerful reminder that despite our diverse background and culture, we are united in our commitment to addressing the social challenges and fostering positive change around the world. It is also a symbolic representation of the rich culture that defines our world. Now, I invite Mr. Sri Ganesh, the Vice President of INPSWA, to take care of the March of Nations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Reverend Dr. Reverend Dr. PANORAMA, an inspiration, social activities like I am Bureau. I am the Vice President, Asia Pacific of International Federation of Social Workers, also the Organizing Secretary for this conference. So I'd like to take a few minutes to say what IFS's views are. International Federation of Social Workers represents professional social workers across the globe. Presently, we have affiliates from 147 countries. We have only one national association or a national federation or a network like India network that can become a member of the International Federation of Social Workers. Our cumulative strength today, social workers representing Africa, we are over 4 billion. I think we are the largest global organization that represents the social work profession. The other organizations has been having global conferences and regional conferences once in 2 years. Coincidentally, this is the 100 years of Loyola, celebrating 100 years of glorious service to humanity. INPSWA is celebrating 100 years, 4 years from now. 96 years ago it started at Paris, and we will be converging again after 4 years at Paris to celebrate 100 glorious years of International Federation of Social Workers, where we plan to train the global leaders to deliberate on the social policies and especially on inclusive social development, the agenda for this conference. I will not take much time because we have other speakers. With these few words, I call the nations, the delegates who are representing the nations, request you to stand up, and the host country should be happy to receive so many delegates. We're respecting delegates from another 10 countries. A couple of them will join tonight, and right now we have delegates from 11 countries. So, can I call the delegates from Estonia to stand on the from Germany, from United States. We have a delegate from United States. I don't know, she's United Kingdom. I am also happy to share that this is the state of our South Africa, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, South Korea, and not from these, from the different parts of India, India. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sri Ganesh, Vice President of INPSWA, for delivering your words. I invite Reverend Dr. B.J. Raj, S.J., Secretary of the College, to felicitate the gathering.
I am very happy that we are on the inaugural session of the International Conference, PANORAMA of Social Work, Innovations and Inclusiveness in Social Development, jointly organized by the Department of Social Work, College and the Indian Network of Professional Social Workers Association. Reverend Father, Principal Dr. Louis Raj, Dr. Charles, Principal, the officials of the Indian Network of Professional Social Workers Association and the organizing secretary, Dr. Class Xavier and Mr. Siganesh and other delegates from nearly 15 countries, the professors from the Department of Social Work, the head of the Department of Social Work, one, Dr. Jesse, the Department of Social Work, Sector 2, the HOD, Dr. Anna, and other professors of both Sector 1 and Sector 2, and the deputies guys, and my dear student friends. I am very happy that this topic has been chosen. The panorama of social work, innovations and inclusiveness in social development. This is very important that the social development should include everyone. There has been the theory of population, that is, you develop higher persons, then the higher people, and it will percolate towards the people in the villages. And unfortunately, that theory seems to have not worked. The development has not reached from top to bottom. We need the inclusive approach. If we need an inclusive approach, your strategy, your priorities have to be decided. Who do you want to serve? You want to serve the people of high standards or high income, or you want to serve the people from the rural areas? In every country we have people who need this economic, social and other developments. And this is what we have to keep in mind. And Social Workers Forum is doing wonderful work in all these areas. And the Vera College Social Department is celebrating 60 years this year. And Vera College, the Social Work Department, is really doing a wonderful work. We have been watching. They will take up the cause of the poor, the cause of the people who need support. So all the time, our students are trained to go to the NGOs, to go to the marginalized people, to go to people who need our support. And this has been the hallmark of the social department of Vera College. And this is one of the international network. And today, the network is very much expanding. Nearly about 127 organizations have joined. It's a really powerful tool. So I really wish that the conference should focus on the inclusiveness of the social and economic development. If we use these things, then the whole world will develop. Because there are some parts of the world where people are really struggling. So we have to make sure that the whole world should develop. So we all belong to one country, but yet we all belong to the world. So we become world citizens. So the concerns of the world should be our, globally. But in the locally, we have to concentrate on the people who need our support and encouragement, irrespective of what their status. So this is exactly what a social work forum is expected to do, and it is doing well. So on my behalf, I would like to congratulate all of you for having come here to participate in this international conference and to deliberate on the innovations and inclusiveness in social development. I wish at the end of this conference, the people should have an idea how to make the world a better place where with a lot of equal opportunities to everyone, and equal rights to everyone, men and women, children, or whoever may be. Every citizen of the world deserves our respect and human dignity. And today I hope that this 3 days conference will bring out concrete ideas and strategies so that we all work together for this inclusive development. I wish this international conference all success, and I would like to congratulate the organizers, the Layla College Social Department and the India Network of Professional Social Workers Association for having organized this national conference. So we warmly welcome our Minister of Social Welfare, Mrs. P. Geeta Jeevan, in our midst. So I wish this national conference all success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Father, for your inspiring words.
I invite Reverend Dr. A. Louis Arogiraj, S.J., Principal of Loyola College, to deliver the felicitation message.
Respected Chief Guest of the day, Mrs. P. Geeta Jeevan, Minister of Social Welfare and Women Empowerment of Tamil Nadu. Dear dignitaries on the dais and respected and eminent social scientists, practitioners, staff, students, directors and practitioners in various agencies and organizations of the government, non-government, and altruistic persons, and especially my dear international participants, a hearty welcome to this international conference, a panorama of social work. I will not take much time except giving few viewpoints for us to deliberate and venture ourselves, understand the trends of social work, and launch in the field in action. Love ought to be shown in deeds. Love, merely a feeling, will not help in empowerment, in inclusion, in innovation, and in transformation. Love have to be shown in deeds. I think every social worker who is present here, who is in the field, all over the globe, have to be respected and recognized at this point of time for their commitment and dedication towards these inclusive aspects, not only in local, national, but international and globally. Department of Social Work, Loyola College, as it celebrates the 60 years of its formation of young minds, I would like to now dedicate this conference for all the stalwarts who worked and served in Loyola in the Department of Social Work, and for all those eminent scholars and dedicated practitioners who are here seated, formed by these stalwarts and this Loyola College and every persons around. Dear friends, the inclusion means a lot. Inclusion with regard to gender, inclusion with regard to Dalits and non-Dalits, inclusion with regard to literate and non-literate, inclusion with regard to differently abled persons, inclusion with regard to migrants, migrants within the state, interstate and international migrants, and inclusion with regard to various countries. And today we have gathered here, and especially from 15 countries people are here, and that itself shows how inclusive we are, and we portray this aspect of inclusion. And secondly, innovation. The mere fact that this international conference is gathered here and organized, we would like to be innovative. Innovative not merely in theory alone, but also in practices, but also in venturing into new way of our proceedings. And in that way, we will be very, very innovative. Today, social work does not merely talk about only service. We talk about environment, justice, and social work. We talk about social entrepreneurship. We talk about media and social work. We talk about subaltern perspectives of the poor and the needy, youth, children, women, and destitutes. In that way, the innovation has to be in place during these conferences where we deliberate on these aspects of innovation. And finally, dear friends, one word that will be a focus point for us today is networking and collaboration. If at all we have gathered from several countries and several people with several backgrounds, government, non-government, teaching fraternity, education, and practitioners and well-wishers, and all of us have gathered here, shows that we are networking and collaborating for a common cause, for a new world, for a world where there is equality, justice, and peace. Dear friends, with these collaborative efforts, let us together march ahead. Together, we can succeed. Wish you all the best for the conference and for our future careers in collaborative venture as social workers who show our love in deeds. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Father, for your insightful sharing. It's time to honor our chief guest, Honorable Minister of Social Welfare and Women Empowerment, Government of Tamil Nadu, Mrs. Geeta Jeevan. I request Professor L.S. Gandhidas, President, INPSWA, to present a bouquet to our chief guest.
I invite Dr. J.A. Charles, Deputy Principal of Loyola College, to address the felicitate message.
Chief guest of this inaugural session, Honorable Minister Geeta Jeevan ma'am, respected our fathers, keynote speaker Dr. Ruth, esteemed guests, distinguished delegates, dear participants, I am happy to be a part of this inauguration Also, let me express my hearty felicitations to the department, head, coordinator, faculties, and students of Social Work Department for their 60 years of social work. I congratulate the Social Work Department for organizing this international conference. I'm happy for one thing that this event looks truly international by the presence of delegates from abroad. Thanks to Professor Gandhidas for bringing them for this event, sir. This milestone marks not only the celebration of existence, but also stands as a witness to the continuing spirit of collaboration, innovation, and progress that the Social Work Department has defined in their collective journey over the past 60 years. It was nice to listen to Gladstone, sir, on his highlighting the dynamics of the conference. The department has thoughtfully selected the theme of the conference, Innovations and Inclusiveness in Social Development. Innovations and inclusiveness are very vital in driving meaningful social development. By tying them together, innovative approaches and inclusivity, we can address societal challenges more effectively and create a more equitable and sustainable future. Innovation plays a decisive role by introducing new ideas, technologies, methodologies that can reform how we can tackle, resolve complex issues. Also, innovation enables us to find creative solutions for long-standing problems in the society. Inclusiveness is essential for ensuring the benefits of the innovation reach everyone, regardless of their background, identity, or circumstances. Also, inclusivity nurtures a sense of ownership and empowerment among the marginalized groups. I wish this international conference be highly beneficial to everyone, to inspire, innovate, and uplift one another in building a more just, prosperous, inclusive society for the generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Professor Gandhidas, President of INPSWA, to deliver the presidential address.
Honorable Minister for Social Welfare and Women Empowerment, all the authorities of Loyola College, Principal, Deputy Principal, participants from different states of India and overseas, our network partners, all the plenary speakers, all the organizing committee members, media persons, and all the guests. India Network of Professional Social Workers Association acknowledges your overwhelming response to this academic event. This journey to organize the international conference started 9 months back. India Network requested our partner, Professional Social Work Association in Chennai, to call for a meeting of social work institutions in Chennai. 18 institutes participated in a meeting held at Madras School of Social Work, and some institutions stays, till today with us for this conference.
This conference, for the minister's sake I have to repeat, has more than 11 countries participating and 16 states of Indian representatives are here. This event is unique since it's a joint effort of India Network of Professional Social Workers Association, Professional Social Work Association Chennai, and other associations, along with local institutions. I'm sure this is the first such exercise to create an erasable brand of social work in Chennai region. INPSWA, the India Network, deeply respects the contribution of various sponsoring agencies, but for their support, the success of conference would be somewhat slightly less than what we thought was. We congratulate Laila College for their unreserved support for this conference. Dr. Gladstone Xavier, I call him Hercules of this conference, and my colleague Shri Ganesh worked very hard from back end to bring number of foreign delegates. And the Secretary General, as a IP Varghese, as a convener, worked for the last several months tirelessly to make this to happen. Tamil Nadu has more than 100 social work institutions. Let me touch upon very briefly, I would be very brief, the memories of social work in Tamil Nadu. The role of social worker in the first slum development Tamil Nadu is a standing legacy even today. The rehabilitation of Narikuravar, a gypsy community in Tamil Nadu, was initiated by social workers in Chennai region. The tsunami gave a new opportunity, a flip to social work intervention. The first tsunami conference to understand the role of social work was held in Malaysia, and some of the contributors for that are still in front of us. The second one was held at Stella Maris College, Chennai. I happen to be the speaker in both these conferences. Today, psychosocial intervention has come to stay in the portfolio of social work, thanks to the efforts of social workers, including Dr. Shekhar, who made this to happen. Is he there around? Yes. Kindly stand, sir. Who made this, and even today, the Government of India established a Center for Excellence for Psychosocial Care at NIMHANS, thanks to the effort of Dr. Shekhar and his team at NIMHANS. COVID provided more challenge to social work intervention. It is briefly documented the role of social work intervention in social work institutions in India, none other than Dr. Devi Prasad, who will be the plenary speaker tomorrow, and he is here very much. And you will see the record of social work interventions. Lastly here, Father Sirak of Loyola community, who inspired hundreds of youth in Tamil Nadu to social service. You can never erase the memory of Father Sirak
in this field of social work. To the audience, my message of social work is social work delivered both at micro level and macro level, and that is our great contribution. Now I have a small message to the Madam Honorable Minister. Political parties come to power through certain strategies, but governance demands compliance with the rule of law and scientific approach to solve the issues faced by the government. Today, parties come to power with certain social entitlement programs. Therefore, if someone asks, is professional social worker has capacity to provide scientific solution to the people's issues? The answer is yes, and nothing than yes. Does social work has a knowledge and expertise to answer the challenges? The answer is anything other than no. Then why not Department of Social Welfare constitute a consultative group of social workers to share their knowledge through government order? You can provide a space for social work people in subject matters of the assembly subcommittees. Tamil Nadu showed a pathway in number of ways. Madam, you can constitute within your portfolios a consultative group for social work professionals who can provide scientific solutions to the problems that is faced by the society of the day. Social work keeps redefining its purpose according to the new social order. Therefore, sometimes the image of social work for some people is little blurred. Our goal to serve is never blurred. Today, our profession is growing in India. We have more than 600 social work institutions across this country. Why and the purpose of social work? Let me recall a message from Bible, from the book of Isaiah, repeated in the Romans. This is about the image of Jesus Christ. What is Jesus Christ? So it describes as if it is Jesus Christ. I was found by those who did not seek me. I revealed myself to those who did not ask for me. If we apply this metaphor or principle to social work profession, what social work is doing is going in search of people who need our help, going in search of people who seek our professional knowledge, and that is where our growth stands, and that is where we are here today as academicians, practitioners, and social scientists. Thank you very much for the problem.
Thank you, sir. I invite Dr. Mary Angeline, Principal of Nazareth College of Arts and Science, Chennai, to introduce the chief guest.
Good evening. Vanakkam. I am happy and privileged to introduce to this academic audience Honorable Minister for Social Welfare, Mrs. Geeta Jeevan. In the words of Mrs. Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of United Kingdom. If you want something, ask men. If you want something done, ask women. As a women leader, I acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, Honorable Minister of Social Welfare and Women Empowerment of Tamil Nadu. Social workers and practitioners gathered here. If you want any welfare measures for the society you're working with, ask her and it shall be done. Mrs. Geeta Jeevan is from a family of politicians. She grew up alongside her father, watching his political career, and entered into politics at a very young age. Her marriage with Thirupi Jeevan Jacob Rajendran strengthened her to explore how she can work for the welfare of the community through the various institutions he was associated with. She is a member of the Legislative Assembly representing Thoothukudi constituency in the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. She has also formerly served as a Minister for Animal Husbandry of Tamil Nadu from 2006 to 2008. From 2008 to 2011, she has served as Honorable Minister for Social Welfare and Noon Meal Program. She was elected as MLA in 2021 from the Thoothukudi constituency for the third time. Dr. Geeta Jeevan is a very hard worker and kind-hearted woman who, even though in public life, takes care of her family and also her commitment to fulfill the aspiration of the public at large. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, participants of the INPSWA International Social Work Conference, I present to you Mrs. Geeta Jeevan, Honorable Minister for Social Welfare and Women Empowerment, Tamil Nadu. Kindly stand up and give her an ovation, standing ovation. Thank you.
Keynote speaker, Dr. Ruth Panorama, and dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, especially the Principal and Secretary of Loyola College, and good evening one and all. I'm very happy to be here at INPSWA's Indian International Social Work Conference 2024. This is the first international conference organized by the Indian Network of Professional Social Workers Association in collaboration with Department of Social Work, Loyola College. I'm happy to learn that the conference has received 440 abstracts, of which at least 100 will be presented in this conference. The topic of the conference, Panorama of Social Work. Innovations and inclusiveness in social development has been aptly classified and captured in 11 thematic areas. Social work profession, what has been accomplished and what is to be accomplished. Paradigm shifts in social work since 2000 and innovations in curriculum, pedagogy and fieldwork training. Then social work research and its influence on human development, the development narratives from community development, Millennium Development Goals to Sustainable Development Goals, a critical assessment, and then new players and innovations in development, the emerging space for corporate and CSR activities, technological advancement and its impact on social work, industrial social work, the changing scenario in employees, engagements and organizational growth, panorama of social work profession in different countries, and innovative approaches in addressing public health and emergencies, mapping of social work professionals in the national employment, a comprehensive assessment and way forward. I would like to stress that these above areas directly align with the Sustainable Development Goals. I am extremely delighted to hear that the Department of Social Work, Loyola College, is also celebrating its 60 years, that is Diamond Jubilee this year. I am appreciative of the contributions made by the Department of Social Work to many thousands of individuals who have been touched by the professional social workers who have walked through the portals of this college. I am also aware of the famous alumni who have won a lot of national and international recognitions. I realize that social workers from Loyola have been instrumental in a number of pioneering efforts in the fields of refugee studies, disaster management, psychosocial support, and other fields of development. Sustainable development initiatives of Loyola have been replicated by academic institutions and intervention organizations across the country. I believe that Loyola will continue to contribute towards a just and equitable society, following the foremost leaders of Tamil Nadu. With confidence, I can say that Loyola, especially the Department of Social Work, will continue to shine as a bright jewel in the crown of Tamil Nadu's education landscape. I take this opportunity to register the steps taken by our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Thalapathy, for promoting education to all, and his innovative Pudmaipen scheme and non-Mudalvan scheme, whereby students are encouraged to study higher education and shown the ways to attain a bright future. I also take this opportunity to recognize the international delegates who are here from 11 countries and 16 states of India participating in this conference. I also like to place on record the efforts taken by INPSWA to bring together over 28 colleges of social work in the city of Chennai and several other colleges from across India to this intellectual deliberation. With this, I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you for your inspirational insights, ma'am. Ma'am has enlightened her extensive knowledge, which reminds us the critical role that social work plays in creating more equitable and just society.
I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Minister Mrs. P. Geeta Jeevan, to release the souvenir and Mr. Santosh Kumar Rai to receive the first copy. I request Reverend Dr. Louis Arokyaraj, SJ, Principal Loyola College, to release the conference abstract book, and I invite Professor Denston Jayasuriya, Head Secretariat, All Party Parliament, Group Malaysia, to receive the first copy.
As we come to the end of the inaugural ceremony, I invite Dr. Ip Verghese, Secretary General of INPSWA, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Mrs. P. Geeta Jeevan, Honorable Minister of Social Welfare and Women Empowerment, Tamil Nadu, the President of this meeting, and the Principal and the Secretary of Loyola College, Mr. Sri Ganesh, Vice President, IFSWA, and all the guests on the dais and off the dais. Good evening, all of you. Good evening, all of you. Vanakkam, Vandanam, Namaste, and all languages. Actually, it's a wonderful movement, especially in the history of Indian social work. One of the important person in the audience, Professor Devi Prasad, is writing the history of Indian social work. He is in the process. And I request him to add this particular event. Actually, this was a gap in the history of social work. All the associations coming together for organizing a wonderful conference. And this has happened at the beautiful occasion of 60 years of social work in Loyola College. And let us give a good clap to Loyola College for organizing this great event, and a special wishes to Loyola College for this. As it has been shared by many people, it's a joint effort by INPSWA, Loyola College, PSWA, and all other member associations of INPSWA, all the colleges of Chennai, all the social work colleges. And coming together was the main, the motto of this particular conference. We social workers, we are change agents. We change the lives of people. We apply the methods of social work in different situations. May it be among the children, the women, the elderly, the youth, the destitute, the migrants. And now this is the time to change ourselves. Social workers need to change their mindset, and they need to come together, especially in India. We have been trying our level best for formation of a social work council at the central level. And our good friends in Tamil Nadu, they are trying their level best for the formation of a council in Tamil Nadu itself. So it's our earnest request, earnest appeal to the Honorable Minister and to all others to realize our wish for the formation of a council for social workers in India. And of course, we do a lot in the development sector, and formation of a council will be a great success and a great achievement in this process. Now there are about nearly 600 social work colleges in India. There are nearly 6 lakhs of social workers in India. And we are hopeful that this effort will continue in the coming years. We'll be organizing many more conferences where the number will be crossing thousands, 10,000s, and lakhs. We'll come together, or not on an auditorium, not in an auditorium. We will come together in a very big ground and, of course, show our strength of social work in India and, of course, our effort for realizing our needs. Now, my responsibility is for thanking all the guests and others who has come to this particular meeting here. First of all, Honorable Minister of Social Welfare and Women Empowerment of Tamil Nadu, Mrs. P. Geeta Jeevan. Actually, your presence is indeed an encouraging, a motivating factor for all of us, because, it's not like any other minister coming to a social work conference, because I am a person in the social welfare field, and you are the person, the deciding factor in Tamil Nadu, even whether to include social workers in different sectors or not. And your presence provides us a good hope for our profession here. And let us all stand once again and thank our Honorable Minister for the presence in this meeting. Yeah. And now, Reverend Dr. Anthony Robinson, the Rector, Loyola College, Reverend Father Dr. B. Jairaj, S.J., Secretary and Loyola College, Reverend Dr. A. Louis Arokyaraj, Principal, Loyola College, Dr. Charles, Deputy Principal, Loyola College, the whole powerful team of Loyola Colleges here in this auditorium. And that shows the commitment of the management to this particular conference. We extend a wholehearted gratitude to the Loyola College for giving all the support and all the venue and all the support to this conference. Thank you, sir. And our President, Professor Gandhidos, right from Bangalore, our Vice President of IFSW, Mr. Sri Ganesh, Treasurer, Mr. Santosh Rai, all are here. Just for a formality, I extend my sincere gratitude to all these personalities. Our member associations, office bearers are here, right from Kerala to Jammu and Kashmir, and other few important personalities. I just wanted to mention few names: Professor Gandhidos, Sri Ganesh, Santosh Rai, Professor Shegar, Mr. MP Anthony from Kerala, Professor Dhanashekara Pandian from Bangalore, Professor Devi Prasad, Mr. Antu Sheshuraj, Cyril Alexander, Vasudeva Sharma, Dr. Victor Paul, all of them are representing different associations right from Kerala to Jammu and Kashmir. And a sincere gratitude to all these association office bearers. And the main associations are like PSWA from Tamil Nadu, ISPSK, INPSWA, Karnataka Association, Kerala Association of Professional Social Workers, Jammu and Kashmir Association, and Maharashtra Association. And the representatives of all are here. And I extend a sincere thanks to all the sponsors for this particular program. You can see our souvenir and the names of all the main key sponsors are available here, like SRM, Jayachandran, Achi Masala, and Arbusser Summit. All these people, their representatives are also here. I extend a sincere gratitude to all the people. And finally, to the head of the Department of Social Work and the organizing secretary, Professor Gladstone and their team, and all other colleges in Chennai, especially Professor Mary Angelin is here, and Shakti Prabha is here, and many others are here. A sincere thanks to former IFSW President, Mrs. Ruth Chuck, and all other members who have come from different countries. A sincere thanks from Loyola and INPSW to all the delegates from other countries. And a special thanks to our Indian delegates who have come from 16 states of India. So let's have a wonderful experience. Knowledge from India and outside. We can share the knowledge, we can learn from others. All the knowledge is required for our social work practice. And I remain, thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
Hello. Thank you, everyone. We will have a short break. The refreshments will be served in the ground floor. I request everyone to gather after 15 minutes. I request everyone to gather here by 5:20. The refreshments will be served in the ground floor.
As already expressed by the speakers in the previous session, inaugural session, this is a landmark day where 27 colleges and social work associations across India coming together. This is a new and first of its kind. And on behalf of Social Work Association, the local host association of this conference, I extend my warmest congratulations to the esteemed members of the social work fraternity for their outstanding commitment and dedication in coming together for the international conference themed Panorama of Social Work, Innovations and Inclusiveness in Social Development. This conference serves as a testament to the unwavering spirit of collaboration and collective action within the social work community. By coming together, we, under the banner of innovation and inclusiveness, we are demonstrating our relentless pursuit of creating positive change and fostering social development on a global scale. Throughout history, social workers have been at the forefront of addressing some of the most pressing challenges facing our society, from advocating for marginalized communities to pioneering innovative solutions. Social workers' tireless efforts have left an indelible mark on countless lives. As we gather to celebrate this momentous occasion, let us not only reflect our past achievements, but also look forward the future with optimism and determination. The theme of this conference reminds us of the importance of embracing new ideas and ensuring that no one is left behind in our quest for more just and equitable world. I commend each and every one of you for your valuable contributions in the field of social work, your passion, dedication, and unwavering support and commitment to social justice as an inspiration to us all. As we embark the journey together, let us continue to work to united in shared mission in creating a brighter and more inclusive future for all. We are delighted to have Dr. Ruth Manorama, an ardent social activist who have been in the forefront always as a voice of the voiceless and the voice of the civil society. Your presence enriches the theme of this conference, ma'am. And congratulations to one and all again for this remarkable achievement, and may this conference serve as a catalyst for even a greater collaboration and impact in the years to come. Thank you all, and have a great experience in the next 2 years.
Thank you, sir. I invite Dr. Hannah Evangeline Sangeeta, Coordinator Shift to Department of Social Work, Loyola College, to introduce our keynote speaker for Conference 2024.
A pleasant evening to one and all present here. I am extremely delighted to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker of the session, Dr. Ruth Manorama, social activist and Right Livelihood Award winner. Dr. Manorama graduated in zoology from the Women Christian College and did her master's in social work from the University of Madras, specializing in community development. Ma'am has received honorary doctorates in divinity from the Academy of Ecumenical Indian Theology and Church, a doctorate of letters from the Bangalore University. She has also undergone various international training in community organization, cross-cultural studies, and human rights. Ma'am has held important positions in the government and the non-governmental organizations. The list is very long. To list a few important ones, she has served as a member of National Commission on Population India, chaired by the former Prime Minister Shri Manmohan Singh. She has served as a member of National Committee to Combat Sexual Harassment, set up by the Government of India. She has also served as a member of the Steering Committee of the 11th and 12th 5-year plans. She has served in non-governmental organizations as General Secretary of Women's Voice, Karnataka, President of National Alliance of Women and National Convener for National Federation of Dalit Women. She is a member of advisory committees, the task forces, evolving housing policies. Her special contributions towards the development of Dalit women include organizing seminars, writing papers, organizing public hearings on the atrocities against Dalit women. She has led many protests and marches condemning the sexual exploitation of women. She has also established the first National Federation for Dalit Women. Ma'am has traveled to different countries and participated in conferences. Dr. Ruth is a recipient awardee of the Right Livelihood Award 2006 and was nominated to 1000 Peace Women for Nobel Prize 2005, Rajyotsav Award and Dr. Ambedkar Award by the state of Karnataka. She has also received the Desha Snehi for the year 2001, the Skok Challenger Award 2012 for Best Women Activist. Her plan and dream is to build a political academy for women and women leadership in nation building and Dalit Women's University. Dear ma'am, we are very honored to have you in our midst and wanting to listen to you. May I invite you to share the keynote address. Thank you.
I request all the people who are outside the hall, please come in and sit down. Yeah, it would be nice and encouraging for the speaker if you listen to her or him when they speak. Thank you very much. Dear friends, I am happy and honored to be here in the International Social Work Conference. Thank you for inviting me to this conference. There are so many others who are here, senior faculties, teachers, professors, researchers, and many other people, but I'm happy that you are able to invite me. Then I said, yes, Gladstone, I would come. I'm so happy that not only Loyola College, with Loyola College, many other social work institutions have jointly organized this meeting. I think it was very thoughtful on the organizers to call a woman minister to inaugurate the conference, and a keynote address was given by a woman like me. I am very thankful for this gender sensitiveness, for choosing us. Yes, even today, including social work, there are still gaps are there. The gender gaps are there. I was looking at the stage, very few women were sitting. In fact, many women have done enormous work and a very pioneering work in social work. Like my paper now and then, or my presentation now and then, would bring in my own personal work as well as my work outside, from personal realm. A journey from the grassroots to the global stage, witnessing the unfolding panorama of social work. My journey has been one of learning, driven by the belief that inclusive development is not just an ideal, but a necessary for the sustainability of our society. I think this is the first point. I think people who are sitting here and the students who are sitting here, I want you to understand. Inclusive development is an ideal, but a necessary for sustainable of our society. I speak to you not just as an activist or a social work professional, but as a voice echoing the silent narratives of the most marginalized among us. This is my second point, that for decades, my journey through the realm of social work has been guided by a singular vision to uplift those who have been systematically pushed to the edges of our society. We usually refer our clients as poor clients, people who are poor, but I'm saying that they've been systematically pushed to the edges of our society. As we dwell into the panorama of social work, we must turn towards those who lives in the shadows of exclusion. When you talk about inclusiveness, we have to identify who are the people behind the shadows of exclusion. They could be it due to caste, religion, gender, disability, economic status, or sexual orientation. In this conference, there are lots of words have been thrown out. I also want to expand on some of the concepts which I think that we need to understand, as we are thinking about this theme. We need to understand, marginalization. Marginalization is not the absence of rights and resources. It is the denial of dignity, the pervasive sense of being invisible in the eyes of the society. The most marginalized communities are often trapped into cycles of poverty, discrimination, and lack of access to basic services, which are compounded by systematic barriers that hinder their path to empowerment. I think that many of us moved away from using just welfareist approach, considering they are less fortunate, weaker vessels, broken vessels, and all that. So we have moved out from the welfareist approach to human rights framework by adopting international human rights standards. Social workers are not anymore within the countries now we have launched out all over the world. Intersectionality approaches has been very vital instrument in addressing discrimination and marginalization. I think I don't need to talk about what is human rights. Human rights really talks about every individual is treated with dignity, fairness, and equality. I think all of us understand that. Today, our clients are not beneficiaries. They have the right as citizens of this world and also of the global, global articulation. Being the international conference, I want to remind you the world scenario. We are now facing a world of rising fundamentalism, different types of opposition forces, and authoritarian regimes, and unprecedented emergencies, climate crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, ongoing new conflicts, shifting democratic power structures, and new liberal economic systems. We cannot just close our eyes when people come to us as a victim or somebody who is seeking help just to look at their issues per se. We need to contextualize what is happening. Today, there is an increase of migration of workers, migration of children, women. So it is due to, this COVID-19. This pandemic has created a whole lot of, refugees in our societies. The continued corruption and destruction of countries by dangerous war weapons. War in Ukraine, war in Palestine are seen to be normalized through the cloak of violence and killing of women and innocent children. A child in the morning I saw, and the child says, a Palestinian child says, I don't have anything. I've lost everything. You know, she must be about 3 years old child. When children were pulled from the houses, they said, don't pull us from our houses. We will go back and live in our house. Whether we die outside, it is good for us to die within our home. This is an expression of people. Let us keep the world scenario today. The challenge to maintain, sustain, and advance the rights of children, women, gender equality is at a crisis point. Violence against women is rising across the world, and women rights defenders are being imprisoned, killed, or disappearing. As social workers, if you don't analyze, if you don't diagnose the problem, we will end nowhere. We will only do some makeup for people who come to us. Or are we going to heal the cancerous in our societies? We are witnessing globally a growth in the nature and type of violence perpetuated against women and girls. But this is not only an hopeless situation, but there is continued mobilization and action carried on throughout the world opposing war, violence, and inequality. Furthermore, movements are reflecting and working on constitutionalism, justice, inclusiveness, and identity in building people's unity and peace. This is very much so in Indian context. What are the challenges before us when we talk about inequality and exclusion? Despite significant progress, we are confronted with widening disparity and persistent exclusion that exists. The shadows of poverty, gender inequality, and environmental degradation loom large, threatening the very fabric of our societies. The COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated these challenges, laying the bare vulnerability of our systems and the urgent need for innovative solutions. We are all who are here quite aware of what is social work. It is a profession and an academic discipline. I think in the social sciences course, our course is almost the only professional, it's a professional course and an academic discipline that promote social change and development. Social cohesion and the empowerment of people, principles of social justice, human rights, collective responsibility, and respect for diversities are central to social work. I think we need to say it in our mind, what are centrality and the elements of social work. I would like to repeat this. We are here to promote social change and bring about development, social cohesion. We are talking about social integration. Integration is not taking place anywhere. We are saying that there should be social cohesion. Between two tribes, there has been a very constant struggles are going on, violent struggles in the northeast region of our country. Empowerment of people. principles of social justice. It's not principles of social adjustment, human rights and collective responsibility and respect for diversities. We may be Christians, we may be Muslims, we may be this or that. I think we must respect the diversities that are central to social work. I think all the students who are here, I want you, this to, kind of echoes in your mind that the social work ideal long ago are saying these principles. The topic is innovation and inclusive development. There are many such innovations are going on. What I'm saying is not the only thing. Every one of us have, a kind of a knowledge that can be written in volumes. But I thought that I would touch upon women's human rights as one. Notwithstanding the increase in number of laws in our countries, conventions, declarations, both at the national and the international levels, the violation of women's human rights continue unabated in India and elsewhere. When we talk about women's problems, we say these are women's issues. Please, we must stop talking about women's issues. We must talk what are the women's human rights in our own constitutions and also in the international pronouncements. Women's rights as human rights received an impact in 1993 in the Vienna Conference on Human Rights. As a result, the main discourse on human rights in India was compelled to recognize, and many other nations, the concept and inclusion of women's rights as human rights. Why women are always, demanding this, demanding that. So we refuse. We as social workers must refuse to see that as a problem. We ask people, what is your problem? Like when I was studying, people ask, what is my problem? My God, my problems are many. How can you solve it? So they should ask me, Ruth, what are your rights? I think we must move into that, direction. It further leads to re-establishing violence against women is a crucial component of the women's human rights agenda, and within campaigns and services worldwide to combat violence against women carried out by civil society organizations and government agencies to this day. An example of such global campaign run by the women's movement in India is 10 days, 16 days activism against gender-based violence. I wanted to bring a very special gender-based violence and empowerment. If you open the Google, if you say Ruth Manorama, you can always see that they refer me as a Dalit right activist. I became a Dalit right activist in 1998. I finished my course in 1975. I worked on a number of issues, urban issues, eviction and demolition, people rights to housing, people rights to health, and workers' rights of the unorganized sector. But in 1998, when I started talking about Dalits, everybody said that, why are you, sidelining others and taking, the issues of the Dalits, Dalit women? That is why the intersectionality is necessary. If you don't look at who are the most poor, what caste they come from, the caste, class, and gender intersect with each other in facing the discrimination against these people. One other organization that I formed called the National Federation of Dalit Women are the first one to raise this issue in the society and in the churches and also at an international level. The feminists in India were very angry with me. They said that, Ruth, all women have problem. Yes, all women have problem. But all women don't come from the same social locations. The people who are affected by caste, the people who are affected by race, people who are affected as indigenous people, people who face ethnic violence like Sri Lanka, they don't face the same problem as other sisters face. There is an additional problem. I think there is a development in our work in human rights, the intersectionality. We told the government to look at women's problems not with the same lens, but you have to see their problem in a different lens. When I started working with slums, the government authorities never thought, I'm talking about the 80s, never thought the women in the slums have to be given toilets. They should be given water. They will ask me, what we must do, madam? I said that first of all, visit them. First of all, come and have an exposure. As we send social work students for an exposure coming from various classes, go and get exposure. People must go to people. The social workers nowadays would like to work with the computers. With the AI intelligence now and CGPT and all that, even for this topic, if you open up, there are essays already written, mostly by the Western groups. So it's easy for people to sit in the computer. I think computers are necessary. Yeah, mobiles are necessary. Yes, for making the messages go, but we need to do more. So I think that the 250 million facing caste discrimination, I think the foreigners, the social workers may understand this, may not understand. We are 250 million people in South Asia. The kind of violences that we go through, that they don't go. Like they pulled one man and another caste man started urinating on him. Is it not true? Yes or no? Yes? I want students to say. People nowadays don't even see papers. In the evening they might, look at some messages. You look at the papers. Every day, people's rights are violated. Their dignity is being, taken away. What can you do? They make the Dalit people in the villages still, asking them to eat the shit, carry the shit, manual scavengers in our country. We have laws, but things are not moving. I think I studied here in Stella Maris College when I was studying sociology. While you study sociology, there are 3 pillars in sociology. There are 3 main institutions in sociology. Can anybody say this? Any students? What are the 3 major or 4 major institutions in sociology? Yes? Huh? You have not studied sociology here. We have a lot of sociologists who have come. Yes, family is an institution. Family is one. Huh? I didn't hear. Sorry. Family is one. Caste is one. Religion is one. Yes? So, we had a book written by sociology by M.N. Srinivas. Srinivas told the caste hierarchy is an hierarchy of labors. L-A-B-O-U-R. In my work I found out they are not only laborers, they are laborers coming from the Dalit community. All of you know, like a pickle in social work, you touch upon Dalit. Yeah? You have a Dalit paper, you have a tribal paper, you have a human rights paper. And I think that human rights violations exercised by people must be become very central to your articulation in your thesis in order to make, evolve, evolve new programs for the Dalit people. So, caste not only exists in our homes, in our bedrooms, in our kitchens, in our community, and it exists in educational institutions. In many institutions, there are Dalit boys and girls who have to wait for their scholarship to study, commit suicide. The students from the Dalit communities, they not only get the scholarship, they also support their family and mother. In the case of Vemula in Andhra Pradesh, you all know that young scientists who always think about stars and moon and sun, and he has to commit suicide. Are you all with me or not? You tell me if you want me to finish. Yeah? You are all with me? Yes? At least students can say yes, no. The faculties, professors and all too big to say yes, no and all that. Yeah? So I'm saying that caste persists in educational institutions. Gender persists, gender discrimination persists in institutions of learning. Many suicide occurs in this institution. At the end of the day, in Vemula's case, from Andhra Pradesh, they said, mother is a Dalit, father from a backward class community. So he is not fully Dalit. He is half Dalit. Look at that. That kind of, pronunciation of verdicts has been given. I think this is one I wanted to talk about: human rights, discrimination and disempowerment. When you discriminate people, disempowerment increases. Second thing that I wanted to say very quickly, the global attention of, on social summit, on development goals. All the countries, we have experts who have come from Malaysia on that. Yeah? Sustainable development. Don't leave anybody behind. No one is left behind. This advocacy has 17 SDGs. I think all the social work students who are working now must go through these and take up one SDG goal and study them thoroughly. Write your thesis on that. Not the same thesis, not the same ideas. Bring in new ideas. 17 goals throughout the global, how it affects women. SDG goal, how it affects children, how it affects disabled people, how it affects LGBTQI people. There are varieties of avenues that you can study. SDGs are all encompassing and span across sectors: environment, socio-economic, health, education, gender, equality, etc. How do we navigate the path to UN Sustainable Development Goals? I think all of you know the National Institute for Transforming India. It's called Niti Aayog. It used to be called State Planning, National Planning Board of India, which is situated in New Delhi, and also state plannings are there in every state. Our brother Alex has come from the planning department of Tamil Nadu. Yeah? So, the Lok Sabha and the Secretariat of Parliament have said that it is disheartening to note that India underperformed to human settlements, bad. Health infrastructure goal 3 to 5 is not appreciable. Poverty and hunger goal 1 and 2, the scores are both below half of the mark and far less than the national performance. I always think that the social workers must go from the very traditional approach of, when they come, they ask me, Madam, we have to do casework, we have to do group work, we have to do, please give us, candidate. On these SDGs, You go and study a family, how their fathers were surviving, how the second generation surviving, how the you will have number of case studies. Group work can be done, and through that you can evolve policies. I think the poor performance, of course, India had made progress in poverty alleviation, you must know, but still there are poor in our country. Education, educating of inclusive growth, public health, water, energies. We have, really made certain progress definitely. However, challenges persist in the efforts to reduce hunger and malnutrition, achieve gender equality. These are all weaker points. For you to study and write your thesis, do your doctorates, the poor performance on hunger and malnutrition, achieve gender equality, create resilient infrastructure, inclusive and innovative industrial sectors, and sustainable cities. When we talk about sustainable cities, the vast number of slums that exist in every city. The poor performances call for corrective interventions and substantive actions and additional inputs during the remaining period up to 2030. We are called, the social work faculty is being called to pay attention in bringing innovative and inclusive development using the frame of UN Sustainable Development Goal. All government must, by 2030, they must show their progress to the United Nations. We are signatory to the document. The third area I want to talk about, climate action. I will not go in great details, maybe like you're all tired, listening to many people. So I think the era of global warming has ended and the era of global boiling has arrived, said Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of United Nations. As the global climate warms due to anthropological intervention that human made, it also given rise to natural disasters and calamities. The social workers usually asked to come and clear the dirt, to help the people, to do relief. And I think that we need to do more. Climate change is crucial to consider. The steadily rising temperature, trend, and the various forms of pollutions, floods, droughts, mass extinction, wildfires, economic collapses, and diseases. Instead of working later, we need to work on the preventive measures. And we remember that every climate change disasters creates a disaster refugees in our country. They are refugees in our own country. The last point that I wanted to address is innovation, the path forward. Practice innovation through technology and digital age. A great challenge for social work. Information and communication technology. Many of you are getting into human resource management. ICT has a potential to dramatically shift and enhance social work practice in the coming decade. Compared to the business sector, social work is slow to adopt technology, limited because of our limited resources, ethical and legal consideration, lack of training, and social work historical reliance on face-to-face communication. Social work has an important role to play. Is not only harnessing the power of ICT to improve practice, but in ensuring that ICT is developed social good. Although technological innovation continuously alters the landscape of human possibility, it does not guarantee the momentum towards the values of social justice. It doesn't automatically give. Social work is both uniquely positioned and ethically obligated to ensure that drive of technological evolution is a project open to all and that does not replicate or amplify existing inequalities. Innovation in social work is not just about technological advancements. It is about reimagining our approaches to development. It involves integrating traditional wisdom with new methodologies, fostering cross-sectoral collaborations, and leveraging technology to enhance access and efficiency. For instance, the digital platforms can bridge information gaps. Anyone who needs a card, who wanted Aadhaar card, who wanted portal card, whatever card, they must use digital platforms today. We are pushed into that kind of a digital world. Also, it will be useful for enable us to do remote education and healthcare services, specifically, skillfully in medical and psychiatric disciplines. I think after disaster management, we have a very special department in NIMANS. It was already quoted that Shekhar is, head that department. I think preventive is more necessary. Social entrepreneurship can address socio-economic challenges by combining business acumen with a social mission. However, innovation must be inclusive. The topic is inclusive, ensuring that it benefits all sections of society, especially the most vulnerable. I want to talk one or two lines about the social capital. People who enter into social work, not all of them come from the same strata. The capitals are quite different. Some are come from rich background, some are middle class background, some are poor background. They don't have a social capital. It is the social work departments everywhere must encourage the people who are coming from, the students coming from the most disadvantaged communities are given more care and attention. I think we need to see what kind of diversity that we follow, not only in our social work courses, but also in diversity in our institutions must be followed. To conclude, I want to give a call to action. The panorama of social work is vast and varied, filled with challenges and opportunities. As we look towards the future, let us commit to fostering innovation and ensuring inclusive development. Let us bridge divides, build solidarity, not only within us, build a solidarity across the countries which are represented here, where dignity, equality, and justice are not just ideals, but realities for all. And I think it is important that while we are giving a call to students, the faculty, the department, the planners, and everybody to join with me in the endeavor, together we can reimagine and rebuild our societies to be more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable by empowering women and girls. Engaging youth leadership. I think in all the associations that we have today, there will be more young social workers, young faculties included. Engaging youth leadership. Include the marginalized in decision making. The decision making tables, always in our society. Decide about what menu that they want. The time for action is now, and it began with us. Thank you again, once again, for giving me this opportunity. And listen to me, and I could not cover all disciplines like child care, many other disciplines. But I thought that the overall innovation that I talked about should be based on social justice and equality. Thank you very much to the college and the organizers.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom and experience with us and for contributing to the creation of more just and equitable society through the lens of social work. As we come to the end of the keynote session, I invite Dr. Nirmala Alexander, Head Department of Social Work, Stella Maris College, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, a very good evening. We are indeed very privileged on behalf of the organizing team to have such an empowered person, yes, our dear beloved Dr. Ruth Manorama ma'am, a powerful speaker, a person who practices what she preaches, and here we see a witness. Ma'am, you are a role model, a social activist. You've given us a lot of insights, especially for our youngsters, how to journey forward, breaking the barriers of caste, creed, color, race, sex, promote gender equality, use innovation and with inclusiveness, hear the voices of the voiceless, and be ambassadors of promoting human rights, where we can promote peace, justice, equality. Let social workers be in the field and let us be the change we want to see. Thank you, dear ma'am. Once again, we are also happy to know that ma'am is an illustrious alumni of the Department of Social Work, Stella Maris College. We are doubly happy to hear, and I'm sure you youngsters will be enlightened to understand that we need to move out and reach with solidarity, promoting justice in this world where there is discrimination, deprivation, gender discrimination. Let us empower our people and let us promote democracy in the nation. Thank you, dear ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for delivering the order of address.
The principles of true art is not to portray, but to evoke. A very good evening to one and all present here. We are now moving on to the cultural program for the evening. India is a land of art and culture, a land of devotion and a land of proud heritage and rich legacy. This wonderful land has presented a wide range of performing arts. Dance is considered as the most appealing form of performing arts that has been encouraged from centuries in India. It is a process of blossoming and unfolding of meanings, an art of expressing varied emotions and feelings. It is an artistic exploration with the body as an instrument, a search for meaning beyond words. Today, we will be witnessing the various art forms in India, both classical and folk. To begin with, we have Stella Maris College, Chennai. Stella Maris College is an institution of higher education for women in Chennai. It is an autonomous college affiliated to the University of Madras. In every brushstroke and drumbeat, we uncover the essence of a shared heritage, a treatment to the strength and unity of our people. India's cultural wealth shines as a beacon for humanity, calling upon us to safeguard and nurture its legacy for future generations. Through the remarkable efforts of Stella Maris College, we are reminded of the beauty of diversity in India and the importance of its celebration. As we honor each art form and dance together, let us embark a collective journey towards a future illuminated and inspired by the wisdom of Rabindranath Tagore.